Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Best of the Month. My name is Zeke Garcia. On this video, we are going to be talking about some awesome new to us games that we played over the last month and why we like them so much. So I'm going to kick it off right away with my pick for my favorite new discovery, and that is Near and Far. Near and Far here is from Red Raven Games, Ryan Lockett's company. It is his design, and it is a follow-up to Above and Below, sort of a spiritual successor, in that it is also a story-driven kind of game. But the thing that really makes this one a spectacular game is that it marries the Euro-style sensibilities in the game with the story aspect of the game in a much more integrated and interesting and engaging way. You do feel like you are exploring the world. And when you come back to town, your starting location, that's when you can do a little bit of sort of, character deployment. You can pick different actions. You can do that sort of thing. You are represented by your little standee. And the whole thing has a great feel about it. It feels like a proper adventure, and it's very, very interesting. Love the artwork in it. Love the ability to flip over boards. You have, the big spiral board. You open that up, and there's a new board, and you flip another one, and there's a whole other little piece of the world for you to explore. Oh, there's just so much in this one. It's such a rich experience that I myself cannot wait to keep exploring it. So that is my pick, Near and Far.
Hi, this is Ambi from Board Game Blitz, and I played a lot of new games in May, but one that really stood out to me and that I'll never get to play again is Exit the Game, The Abandoned Cabin. Exit the Game is an escape room game, but it's only one-time play, and you can write on the stuff and tear it up, so you can't really play it again even if you wanted to. I've done some escape rooms in real life, and I've played some escape room games, and Exit is the best one I've played so far that most felt like a real escape room. We played with 4 players, and everyone got to help out and solve the puzzles, and it was really fun. So if you like escape rooms and escape room board games, then you should try out Exit the Game, The Abandoned Cabin. And they have some other ones too, which I'm sure are pretty good.
Hello, I'm Jason Peacock. You can find me at Jason Talks About Games, my board gaming blog on YouTube. The best game I played this month really came down to these 3. I just started playing King Domino yesterday, and I have a few games in it. I'm really loving it. Terraforming Mars was awesome. I've only played it twice with my 8-year-old, but I love that game. I need to play it a couple more times, so I have to give the edge to Arcadia Quest Inferno. This game with a regular game group playing a campaign is just so much fun. Leveling up, getting cool weapons for your characters, and then attacking other characters while everyone's trying to accomplish some quest and a mission is just awesome fun. Arcadia Quest Inferno, my best of the month. Thanks for watching.
Hey folks, for me this month, so easy of a choice, Near and Far. This game is unbelievably amazing. It mixes storytelling with a really solid game. Great storytelling with reoccurring characters, lots of fun as you move around. A fast game, we're talking an hour to 90 minutes, well 90 minutes probably, but just feels very in-depth and so much fun. The best Red Raven game, one of the best games of the year, Near and Far. Amazing!
Hey folks, Mark here. My pick this month is Ethnos. Ethnos is from CMON Limited. It plays 2 to 6 players, about 45 to 60 minutes, ages 14 and up. Now, this game has set collection, a ton of different race powers, area control, area influence, and I have to tell you that when I first saw this game, I had zero interest in playing it. Okay, so at CMON Expo, I did sit down and play it. I played it 6 times in a row. It is so much fun. The game moves so fast. All the set collection and all the powers between all the different races just work so well. And there's 13 races with the promo, and you only play with 6 each game, so every game feels unique and different. You really need to check this one out. I highly recommend it. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Hi, everyone. Tracy the Gaming Maven here. So my best of the month game for May is actually Key to the City, London. So this game is a bit of a twist. It's the same designers as Keyflower, Sebastian Bleasdale and Richard Breese, but it's got some unique twists. Now, I was a little bit on the fence on whether I thought this would be different enough to own it as well, and I actually do find it is. So you basically similar bidding mechanics, similar placement of meeples on the various spots, having to increase the meeples if you want to take more actions on the same spot. But I find it's less difficult to upgrade. Often you would use one particular tile and it's the only one you can use to upgrade. When you place your meeples on the tile, you can use them instead of taking the action, you can use them to upgrade the ones in your city. Now this one has some cool art. It's definitely considerably further off than all the art in other Key games, but I do like kind of how modernized it is, and it kind of has some like obviously the buildings are different landmarks in London, so it looks quite accurate, I find. The other thing I really like about this game is the cool little connector tokens that you use, connector pieces that will obviously connect the different tiles to each other, and some tiles require you to connect with certain ones. You'll get more points if you connect with certain ones. And so the only thing I find is sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly. You have all these little wooden tokens on them, and if you want to upgrade the tile or anything like that, you have to take them all off and then put them back on. But I'd find the pros in this game way outweigh that. I think only one con I've so far found with the game. It actually plays fairly quickly, and like the Key games, even though it plays up to 6 players, it actually plays really well at 2. Obviously, there's a bidding mechanic involved, but I don't find the bidding mechanic is so much importance that in a 2-player game it just kind of falls flat. There's so many other things you can do, especially, you know, taking actions on the other player's tiles in his village. So I like what they did with this. They took the Keyflower mechanic, kind of twisted it, gave it a new spin that really kind of reinvented the feel of the game, and I quite enjoy it. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Hey folks, my best of the month for the month of May is probably going to have to be Rum and Bones Second Tide. Now I know this isn't an absolutely new game, and that's kind of what this is supposed to be all about, but my, I guess you could say, re-entrance into Rum and Bones Second Tide came with the Hammers of Ragnarok expansion, which then hasn't even been released yet. So I'm fudging a lot of lines, but hey, who cares, right? My best of the month was Rum and Bones Second Tide. I really love the action selection. Really love everything that's about it. The Hammers of Ragnarok crew, which is based on Blood Rage, is really down my alley. So I just had a lot of fun playing it. Had a great time being, I guess you could say, reintroduced to the game. And I just have been loving it so far. So that's my best of the month for the month of May. Rum and Bones Second Tide.
Hey everyone! So my pick for Game of the Month, well, game that's new to me this month, is Maduras. So Maduras is published by Hammer Games. The game is created by Stefan Dura and Ralph Zur Lind. It plays in about 75 minutes, and it plays for ages 10 and up. And it plays 2 to 4 players. So in this game, you're going to Mount Maduras to reach the call of the gods, and you're trying to build temples, and you're trying to build huts, and you're actually paying respect or paying goods to the druid who circulates the board. So I like this game because it has a few different options that happen. You can build huts, in a stream of huts actually, beside temples, and gain lots of points at the end of the game as well as throughout the game. And it doesn't matter whose huts are beside yours because you can gain points for those huts as well. Wow, that's a lot. And you can do so by paying the resources listed on the board. It does get expensive because you have to pay those to the druid every time he hits a hut, especially if it's a hut of your color. You also have actions to gain more resources, and it's cool because you get to stack your little workers on top of other workers or of your own workers, and depending where you are on that stack will depend what type of resources you get. So this is something that's really neat as well, is with the die. When you roll the die, if your little worker's in that area, you get those resources. If not, you either, so the person who is there gets them or nobody gets them. So throughout the game, obviously, as we've talked about before, the goal is to build all these huts in addition to collecting the runestones, which happen when you build huts in certain areas of the board. So the player at the end of the game with the most points wins. And let me tell you, those runestones, collecting those are great because they are huge points. So I liked this game. I know people have had mixed reviews about it. For me, I thought it was on the lighter side, but it was definitely more adult game for Haba. So for my opinion, I think 2 to 3 players for me is the sweet spot with this game. So I definitely will be playing Maduras again, and I hope you guys check it out too. See you guys next time.
Hey guys, best of the month. And for me this month, that game was Sagrada, a wonderful dice rolling, dice placement, dice drafting game with this abstract theme of stained glass windows. Now the game kept drawing comparisons for me to like last year's Role Player and even things like Sudoku for some reason. Now this isn't going to replace Role Player in my collection for my go-to due to theme, but for playing it with like family and non-gamers, this is definitely skyrocketed to the top of my list. It's definitely worth taking a look at, and I'll see you guys next month.
Hey everyone, best of the month is Navigator this month. This is a Matt Kurtz title from a couple years ago, and it got a reprint from Rio Grande Games this year. Navigator really stands up to the test of time, so a lot of reprints I feel maybe are coming out from nostalgic purposes, but Navigator still holds up against all those other titles that come out every year. Players are moving their boats along the ocean, and they are discovering different colonies that grow either sugar or you can find gold or spices, and there's a little market up in the corner so you can buy and sell those goods. And players, as they progress over certain thresholds, they progress the different game phases, and so it's all about timing and when you're going to get the best profit and making sure that you are working with other players to make the market hospitable for you, because you really don't want to be buying and selling the same good. You'd really rather if other people would sell what you are buying. Really neat and excellent, and I would highly recommend it. Navigator.
What's up? Hey! It's the Brothers Murph, and this is our best of the month. Mike, take it away.
Dude, so best of the month for me is Above and Below. This game is super cool because I was sold on it based on the fact that it has like a storytelling element. It's kind of like a little D&D light. And then we bust this thing out and started playing, and it's a worker placement game, which is like my favorite game mechanic. So I'm all about Above and Below.
And then my best of the month is actually a little bit different. I got a chance to play Concordia at Strategicon over the weekend, and it's a really, really great game despite having the worst box cover ever. It's a gorgeous economic game, and it's just super fun. And yeah, I learned the game. They got to play a tournament. Got completely beaten up in the tournament, but that's totally fine. It was so much fun. So my best of the month is Concordia.
Nice.
Peace.
Bye.
Hey friends, Chubby Meeple here, out and about in nature today, enjoying the summertime. Wanted to take a brief second to chat with you quickly about my best game that I played in May. That game would be Ethnos. Published by Simon, designed by Paolo Mori. Very cool little area control game. What I really like about it is it doesn't matter. I've played 2-player, I've played 6-player, and everything in between. And no matter how many players I've played with, the game scales really quickly, scales really well, and plays really quickly. Probably 45 minutes, about that, in terms of length of play. I like the replayability in that there are 12 factions, well 13 if you have the promotion Fairies pack that came at CMON Expo, or you could also get it through the BGG store, which is where I got it. But there's 12 races in the box, the 13th if you had the promo. But you only play with 6 of those races in any given game, and they're randomly determined. So there's a lot of replayability. Each of those factions or each of those fantasy races giving you a different ability, you know, a different way that those leaders perform when they get stuck out there. So I really enjoy that aspect of it. Again, really like how it scales well. So everything from 2 to 6 players, the game takes the same amount of time, because with 6 players you're burning through the deck very quickly there. I also like the sudden, you know, instant stop when you're there. That third dragon comes out. It adds a little bit of a push your luck mechanic. Do I want to push my luck and try to get something a little bit bigger, score some more points, or just cop out, take the points I know I'm going to get before you know, that third dragon comes out? So again, if you haven't checked it out, that's Ethnos, best game I played in May of 2017. This is Chubby Meeple saying until next time, keep gaming, friends.
Hello everyone, my name is Annette, and you may know me as Netters Plays. And my favorite game of the month was Number 9. Now, Number 9 is one of my favorite games this past month because it's so easy to introduce to just about anyone. In fact, I taught this game well over 20 times. So this game is just something that you can easily place on the table, you can teach in a matter of minutes, and you can get everyone engaged and playing and having fun. So I haven't met anyone that does not like this game. It offers a lot of puzzliness. It also offers this sense of accomplishment when you finish playing this puzzle game. So that's why this game was my favorite game of the month.
It's Roy Kennedy from Epic Gaming Night, and my best of the month is Ethnos. This is a fantasy-based set collection game where you're trying to collect different sets to be able to put out your different tokens on the board to try to control different areas. It feels very much like a fantasy-ish Ticket to Ride as the turns go really, really quickly and you're just picking up one new little fantasy character to add into your hand. And as you play the different sets out, any cards that you don't play out in a set has to go to the discard pile for the other players to be able to draft from. So it's a very quick, very like action-packed game with tons of different special abilities on all the different little fantasy cards, so you can mix and match and make the game different each time you play. So my best of the month is Ethnos.
Hi everyone. My best game of May 2017 is Barenpark. Barenpark is a tile-laying game where you use Tetris-shaped tiles to make your own bear park. You get points for being the first to choose certain tiles and incorporating it into your bear park. There are other tile-laying games out there like Patchwork and Cottage Garden, thinking of you, Uwe Rosenberg, but I'm sorry, they are all out because Barenpark is the new game for me. It has the weirdest insert that has ever been invented. I suggest you toss that out as well, but find it out for yourself. Barenpark, May 2017.
And that's going to do it for us on this show, everybody. Big thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we're going to see you again in another month for some new, interesting choices, some awesome new games. We'll see you then.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Cool stuff in stock. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.